Hey guys, do you want to see something creepy? So, it's a stormy day, and I decided to put a piece of gold lumber out on my farm. But since it's a stormy day, the townspeople can't come and yell at me for being a rich person. However, take a look at the TV. They hijacked the TV waves just to insult me. How dare they? Alright, anywho, let me skip ahead to spring 1. Alrighty. Welcome back, everyone. It's Stray Faye, here with another episode of Harvest Moon, More Friends in Mineral Town. Tying up those loose ends and watching the Harvest Theater today. So, yeah, the Harvest Theater is a little bit different. We can't use the TV changer to actually flip through the channels of it. You have to kind of sleep through every single day to watch the whole episode series. So first we're gonna do Mechabot Ultror Summertime. You can watch this from spring 1st to summer 7th, or if you're in later in the year, you can watch it from fall 1st to winter 7th. And then after that, from summer 9 to summer 30th, we can watch another rendition of Fairy and Me. So, let's get to it. Let's watch Harvest Theater, Mechabot Ultror Summertime Encore. Reminder, when watching TV, keep the room well lit and don't sit too close to the screen. Episode 1, A Summer's Day. Thanks to the work of Mechabot Ultror, the mysterious space creature Phlogiston has been defeated and peace returns to planet Earth. However, this peace proved somewhat short-lived. Trouble arose one day when the 4 members of the Mechabot Ultror team, red, blue, yellow, and green, arrived at the pool to hang out and swim. Arrgh! To be continued. Oh, okay. Obligatory swimsuit episode. Yellow let out a sudden scream. Red rushed to her aid, only to see a sight that'll be revealed next week. Oh my. Next time, episode 2, A New Menace. Don't miss it! Oh no, are they going through puberty? And Yellow had a wardrobe malfunction in her bikini, and then Red realized he is no longer a boy, but he's a man now. That's probably not it. Alright, let's watch the next episode. Alright, next episode. I think I'm just gonna kind of cut through the days to actually get to the episode part. Alright, let's skip through that intro, because we already know what distance to sit in front of the TV. Episode 2, A New Menace. Ugh! Yellow let out a sudden scream. The others turned around to see her, foundering and thrashing about in the water. What's the matter? Yelled Red as he rushed over to see what was happening. As he stared into the water, he made out what looked like a sort of white mist around Yellow's ankles. To be continued. Trying to help Yellow, Red touched the white mist and discovered an unpleasant surprise. Next time, episode 3, White Terror. Don't miss it! Episode 3, White Terror. What is this? Screeched Yellow, feeling her feet being tugged by the white mist-like substance. Despite himself, Red froze for a moment, but seeing Yellow's struggle, he hurried to her side. But as soon as he touched the white mist, he found himself flung towards the pool edge with a yelp of alarm. To be continued. A strange light enveloped Red's body, and his true strength released. Next time, episode 4, Transformation. Don't miss it. Oh, is he gonna go run wild again? Like when he ate all those mushrooms? Episode 4, Transformation. As soon as he touched the white mist, Red found himself flung back to the side of the pool. He examined his right hand, the one he used to touch the white mist, and uttered a gasp. It was covered with cuts and scratches. Okay, he yelled. If we can't fight this with our bare hands, it's time to put on the Ultror suits. Ultror transform! A burst of sparkling light enveloped Red's body. When he emerged, he was encased in a full suit of red armor. Red Ultror, ready to go, he yelled. To be continued. Now that Red has transformed into Red Ultror, will he be able to rescue Yellow? Next time, episode 5, Beyond Capability. Don't miss it. I can't believe they're actually using their suits. Through most of the show, they don't even use the robot or their suits. Episode 5, Beyond Capability. Red Ultra ready to go, yelled the just transformed Red, hurling himself at the white mist. Once again. Fizz. Oof. The mist was painful to the touch, but this time it didn't fling Red Ultror all the way to the side of the pool like last time. Okay, let's get this off. With a few grunts of exertion, Ultror Red tugged the white mist this way and that, trying to free Yellow's ankles. Slowly but surely the mist peeled away, and Yellow was almost free. To be continued. After a long struggle, Red managed to rescue Yellow, but their troubles are not over yet. Next time, episode 6, Rescue. Don't miss it. I don't know, I just got like this passing thought. It kind of reminded me when he was like just pulling the white mist with his hands. I don't know if any of you have seen Cardcaptor Sakura. I think it was Cardcaptor Sakura. But in one of the fights, I remember there was like a whirlpool and it sucked in like a penguin, and Sakura's brother just like jumped in and just like grabbed onto the whirlpool and pulled it to free the penguin as if it was like nothing, and like he didn't even say a word. It was just such a weird scene. Alright, next one. Episode 6, Rescue. Little by little, slowly but surely, the white mist pulled away from Yellow's legs. Ultror Red tugged harder, grunting with the strain. At last the mist came loose, and Yellow was free. Ultror Red carried her to the side of the pool. Yellow, are you okay? Blue and Green crowded round and gazed at her in concern. To be continued. With Yellow rescued, the Ultror team breathed a sigh of relief. However, well, the troubles are not over yet. Next time, episode 7, Rescued. Don't miss it. Wait, was this episode called Rescue and then the next episode is called Rescued? They're running out of names. Episode 7, Rescued. Yellow, are you okay? I swallowed some water, she sputtered. She looked shaken, but she could talk, so she must have been alright. Hey, Red, asked Blue. Why did you need to put your Ultra suit on just to save Yellow from drowning? I was wondering the same thing, added Green. Well, I saw the white mist stuff around Yellow's feet, and then as soon as I touched it, my hand was all cut up. To be continued. I'm mixing up voices, but that's okay. Why did the white mist attack Yellow? Find out in the next episode. Next time, episode 8, Second Strike. Don't miss it. Episode 8, Second Strike. As soon as I touched it, my hand was all cut up. But there aren't any cuts on Yellow's legs. That's true. What on earth is going on here? Why did Yellow get attacked? And what is that white misty thing? Ah, eek! Some girl swimming in the pool shrieked. Oh no, it's the mist! It's the mist again? To be continued. Oh no. Blue, yellow, green. You better transform as well, so we can save those girls. Next time, episode 9. A little help from my friends. Don't miss it. Oh no! The white mist is a pervert. It's a pervert, either person disguised or pervert monster. Because it's only going after the girls. Episode 9. A little help from my friends. It's raining today. The girls' shrieks became increasingly desperate. Okay guys, we're gonna go rescue those girls, commanded Red. The others all nodded. Yellow, you stay here and rest. No way, I'm fine, and I'm a member of the Ultra team too. Okay then. Everybody, here we go! Transform! Go, go, Ultror, transform! They yelled in unison. There was a sudden flash, and all three were enveloped in bright light. To be continued. Now that they've donned their Ultror suits, will the Force save the drowning girls? Next time, episode 10, Light Warriors. Don't miss it. What are they from Final Fantasy now? The Warriors of Light? Episode 10, Light Warriors. A sudden flash, and the four are enveloped in bright light. Out of the light emerge blue, yellow, and green, each in battle dress of the appropriate color. Okay, let's do it! Yelled Red, and the four Ultror-suited friends jumped into the pool and rushed to the aid of the drowning girls. To be continued. That was short. They're always short. In the pool, there was plenty of white mist waiting for them. Next time, episode 11, another white shock. Don't miss it. Episode 11, more white terror. Wait, that wasn't what it said last time. As the four leapt into the pool and rushed towards the struggling girls, they saw the dreaded white mist around the teens' feet. Oof! Panting, they tugged at the mist until it seeped away from the victim's feet. They carried each girl to the side of the pool. The rescue took only a few seconds. To be continued. Thanks to the four Ultrors, the girls were saved from drowning. However, next time, episode 12, Disaster. Don't miss it. Episode 12, Disaster. There. Did we save them all? Yes, that's everyone. They're all unconscious though. But what is that white mist thing? Well, what does it matter what it is? We saved everyone who was drowning. Whatever it is, I think we got rid of it. But even as Yellow spoke, a strange gurgling noise filled the air. The water in the pool started spinning like a whirlpool, and then, in defiance of the laws of gravity, it rose skyward. To be continued. Spiraling up into the sky, the pool water changed into white mist. Next time, episode 13, The Sky Overshadowed. Don't miss it. Episode 13, The Sky Overshadowed. Gurgling and hissing, the spiraling pool water evaporated into a mysterious white mist. You think the white mist took over all the water from the pool? Or maybe the white mist turned itself into pool water. in the first place? Well, whichever it was, hadn't we defeat it somehow? Absolutely! During the conversation, the white mist expanded steadily, spreading above the entire pool. To be continued. Confronting a powerful enemy, the four friends decided to call upon the Ultror robots. Next time, episode 14, Ultror robots, come to our aid! Don't miss it! Episode 14, Ultror robots, come to our aid! Gurgling wildly, the white mist extends over the entire pool. If you're gonna take on something that size, we'd better call up the Ultror robots. Agreed. Okay, everybody, let's summon them. Ultror robots, come to our aid! Yelled the four in unison. To be continued. Another short episode. After the four step inside their robots, the real battle began. Can't speak words anymore. Next time, episode 15, Ultror robots in action. Don't miss it. Episode 15, Ultror robots in action. Ultror robots, come to our aid! The Ultror robots launch theme tune plays. Dun dun na 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 na. Whoosh! The red, blue, yellow, and green robots swooped down from the sky. Flamp! They landed on the ground in moments. Each of the four friends climbed into their own robot. Let's go! To be continued. The battle began, but the Ultror robot attacks did not prove effective. Next time, episode 16, the beginning of a fight to the end. Don't miss it. Episode 16, the beginning of a fight to the end. Let's go! Pow 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 pow, Bob! Arg! The Ultra Robot 1 Red Robot leaped into the white mist, but was easily batted away. Ugh, so that's how it is. Even when it was small, this thing covered my hand with cuts and scratches as soon as I touched it. So now that it's huge, not even an Ultra Robot can make a dent in it, I guess. Well, there's only one thing to do. Okay, let's merge. Here we go. To be continued. The Ultrors were about to merge to form Invincible Mechabot Ultror. Will this help them defeat the colossal white mist? Or is this the final defeat? Next time, episode 17. Mega Mecha Merge! Don't miss it. Mega Mecha Merge? Okay. Episode 17. Mega Mecha Merge. Okay, everybody, merge! Here we go! The Mega Merge theme tune plays. Robots 1, 2, and 3 disassemble and morphed. Robot 1 morphed into the head and torso. Robot 2 morphed into the arms and hands. Robot 3 morphed into the legs and feet. With a clunk and a shout of Mega Merge, Robot 4 also disassembled and morphed. The Invincible Mechabot Ultror theme tune plays. The morphing Robot 4 merged with the rest to make Mechabot Ultror's head and limbs bigger and more powerful. Clink. Mega Mecha Merge complete. Invincible Mechabot Ultror. To be continued. Will the colossal white mist be a target for the Invincible Ultror Slash? Probably. Next time, episode 18, Sword of Light. Don't miss it. I wonder what all the people in the pool are thinking. Like, what is happening? Is this like a terrorist attack? Why is there a robot punching things and swinging swords around? I don't know. You think there'd be like mass panic? Episode 18, Sword of Light. Mega Mecha Merge complete. The Invincible Mechabot Ultror. With that, the Invincible One raised its left hand aloft, and another shout echoed across the pool. Invincible Ultror Blade in an instant response. The Mechabot Ultror raised left hand was enveloped in bright light and morphed into a sword. Take that! Here comes the Invincible Ultror Slash! Thwick thwack! Doing! To be continued. If this enemy can withstand the Invincible Ultror Slash, how on earth can the Ultror team defeat it? Next time, episode 19, At the Brink of Despair. Don't miss it. Episode 19, At the Brink of Despair. Take that! Here comes the Invincible Ultror Slash! Thwick thwack! Doing! Doing! What? Alas, even the Invincible Ultror Blade was deflected. Oh no, not even that works? What on earth are we going to do? Sure enough, the team's ultimate weapon proved useless. How could they defeat the colossal white mist? To be continued. Infuriated, Red tried to slam the white mist, and then... Next time, episode 20, A Way to Win. Don't miss it. Episode 20, A Way to Win. Let's try that again. Take that. Here comes the Invincible Ultror Slash. Thwick thwack doing doing. Oh no, it's done it again. Well, let's do it as many times as it takes. Take that, here comes... Red, wait. Blue, what is it? Well, it's just an idea, but there is something that just might work. There is? To be continued. Blue devised a cunning new plan to defeat the colossal white mist. What could it be? Next time, episode 21, Weak Point. Don't miss it. Is episode 20 is broken? Unless that's intentional, maybe there's a break. Maybe this is just like a break for the show on day 21. Well, let's find out. Episode 22, the problem. But there is a problem. First, we have to think of a way to get inside. Yes, that is a concern. And then even if we manage to get inside and do enough damage to put it out of action, how do we get out again? That's another problem. Okay, so we have no shortage of problems. But right now our focus is on finding a way to get inside that thing. You're right, okay. Everybody, let's think of a way to get inside the growing colossal white mist. I got it! To be continued! Did Yellow think of something? What is her bright idea? That wasn't Yellow's voice. Next time, episode 23, The Common Denominator. Don't miss it. We didn't... What happened to episode... What happened to the last episode? We couldn't watch it. Natsumi, you're fired. Alright, let's try to watch the next episode. Episode 23, The Common Denominator. The four friends racked their brains to find a way to get inside the white mist. I have an idea. Okay, Yellow, what is it? After me, all the others who are attacked were girls, right? True. It looks like the white mist is only interested in girls. I was in the pool and there were other guys in there too, but it picked on girls every time. But that doesn't help us get inside. Ah, of course! Throw girls at it! To be continued. With Yellow's acting as bait, the four friends attempt to get inside the growing white mist. Next time, episode 24, The Decision. Don't miss it. Episode 24, The Decision. Of course! Yellow acts as bait and we all get inside that way, right? Yellow swallowed hard, then nodded in agreement. We shouldn't put Yellow in such a dangerous situation. But what other way is there? But... what use is saying anything? Whatever Yellow says, you won't even listen to her. Okay then, let's hear your alternative plan then. To be continued. It was a risky plan, but Yellow was willing to take the chance. Next time, episode 25, Battle. Don't miss it. Episode 25, The Battle. Okay, first we separate, and I, Robot 3, wait around near the white mist, and just when it pounces on me... Oh, Robots 1, 2, and 4 slip from the side. Robot 2 is the slowest, so maybe Robot 3 could pull him in, and then we just merge inside the mist. We'll use Invincible Mechabot Ultror from inside to slice and dice that evil thing. I don't know who's talking to you. I guess that's Yellow. To be continued. Red agreed with Yellow's plan, but Blue disagreed. Oh no. But why? Next time, episode 26, Showdown. Don't miss it. Seems like a solid idea. Just like lure him in. And just transform inside. Episode 26, Showdown. Okay, great, let's do it! Just a minute, Red. Are we really gonna let Yellow put herself in that much danger? I don't like it any more than you do. But if we're going to defeat the White Mist, what else can we do? Well, Red, I have to admit that it was me who said we might be able to defeat the Mist if we got inside. But if we do get inside, there's no guarantee that we will defeat it. But we will, for sure. To be continued. Oh no, there's doubt. There's doubt in the group. So began the battle to get inside the economy-sized White Mist. Next time, episode 27, Insider Trick. Don't miss it. Is that another economy joke? An insider? Episode 27, Insider Trick. We will defeat it for sure. Well, okay, we're agreed then. Shall we disconnect? Okay, but take care, Yellow, and don't be any braver than you need to be. Alright, thanks. With a few clanks and whirs, Invincible Mechabot Ultror disassembled and Robot 3 edged closer to the White Mist. In seconds, the White Mist pounced on the yellow robot. Everybody now! To be continued. Will Robot 2 and 3 manage to get inside the towering White Mist before its mouth or whatever closes? Next time, episode 28. Hurry! Don't miss it. Episode 28. Hurry! Everybody now! Robots 1, 2, and 4 appeared behind the yellow robot and hurled themselves into what they assumed to be the mouth of the White Mist creature. Yellow, get inside as well! Robot 2 grabbed Robot 3. Just then the White Mist mouth closed shut with Robots 1 and 4 inside. You too, hurry! Get in before it closes! Even as he spoke, the mist mouth shut. To be continued. Inside the White Mist's closed mouth, Red checked to see that everyone was okay. Next time, episode 29, Completely in the Dark. Don't miss it. Episode 29, Completely in the Dark. You two, hurry! Get in before it closes! Even as Red spoke, the White Mist's mouth shut. It was dark inside the firmly closed mouth of the creature, and the team couldn't see one another. Is everyone okay? Yeah, I'm okay, replies Green. And me. And, I think it ate my foot, says Yellow uncertainly. To be continued? Part of Robot's 3 foot was devoured. The Ultror team literally risked life and limb. Next time, episode 30, Merge Mayhem. Don't miss it. Episode 30, Merge Mayhem. I think it ate my foot, said Yellow. Well, you don't sound like you're in agony. Yeah, it's just the right foot part of my robot. The bits that were airborne seem to be okay, though. Well then, let's merge right away and defeat this thing so we can get out of this darkness. Here we go! The short version of the Invincible Mechabot Ultror theme tune plays. Mega Mecha Merge! Invincible Mechabot Ultror! To be continued. Will an inside attack on the White Mist have an outside chance of success? Next time, episode 31, Striking Home. Don't miss it. Episode 31, Striking Home. The giant robot's left arm rose with the shout of Invincible Mechabot Ultror Blade. The hand was enveloped in bright light. Here we go! Invincible Mechabot Ultror swung the blade down towards the inside of the White Mist creature. Thwack! As an indescribable noise filled the air as the White Mist creature bellowed a howl of distress. Great, that struck home! To be continued. Can our intrepid team find an easy way out of the struggling White Mist creature? Next time, episode 32, Victory in Sight? Don't miss it. Episode 32, Victory in Sight? Great, that struck home! It's gonna work, Blue! I told you! Right, now all we need to do is use the Invincible Mechabot Ultror Slash to cut this thing clean in two from the inside. Hang on, never mind about this cutting stuff in two. What I need to know is, are we going to be able to get out again? Yeah, I think we'll be fine. We seem to be inflicting serious damage on this thing. If we use the blade, we should be able to cut our way out. But there's one thing bothering me. To be continued. Is this Blue or Green talking? I don't know. What was wearing blue? Okay, good. Next time, episode 33. It's all my fault. Don't miss it. Episode 33. It's all my fault. And what is it that's worrying you? It's the foot issue. The foot issue? Oh yeah, the creature ate Yellow's robot foot. When he merged, there wasn't quite enough for the foot. Because of the damaged foot, the Invincible Mechabot Ultror Slash won't be at full power. That might make it difficult for us to get out of here. Oh, I'm sorry. It's all my fault, sobbed Yellow, hiding her face. Because of me, we're all stuck in here forever. To be continued. Red, Blue, and Green all try to reassure crying Yellow. Next time, episode 34. You've got to have faith. Don't miss it. Episode 34. You've got to have faith. Yellow continued to sob. Don't cry, Yellow. I only said it worried me, but with Invincible Mechabot Ultror's speed and power, oh, we're bound to be okay. That's right, Yellow. It would take more than a missing foot to put Invincible Mechabot Ultror off its aim. Come on, Yellow. You've got to have faith in Invincible Mechabot Ultror. Does the word invincible mean anything to you? After a brief moment, Yellow stopped crying and brightened up. You guys are right. We've got to all have faith in each other. To be continued. The four friends pulled together to mount a second attack on the white mist creature. After Yellow had a meltdown. Next time, episode 35. One more time. Don't miss it. Episode 35. One more time. I believe in us all. I believe in us all, smiled Yellow. Okay, everyone, get ready, urged Red. Take that. Here comes the invincible Ultror Slash. Thwick, thwack. A treble roar echoed as the white mist creature released a cry of agony, but the cut was not big enough to let the four friends outside again. One more time, grunted Red. Invincible Ultror Slash! The blade zipped through the air and ripped through the churning white mist creature. It roared again. To be continued. Invincible Mechabot Ultror finally slashes its way out. Next time, episode 36. Once and for all. Don't miss it. Episode 36. Once and for all. The white mist creature gave a deafening roar, and suddenly a chink of light appeared. We've done it! I can see daylight! Mist creature, take that! And that! With the invincible Ultra Blade in hand, the giant robot set about the white mist creature with renewed vigor. More loud ripping and rending and roaring echoed about, and then the mist monster broke clean in two as the invincible Mechabot Ultror leapt out. There was a flash and a fizzing noise as the white mist creature's remains exploded. To be continued. The battle was over, and the friends set off for fresh fields and distant horizons. Next time, episode 37. Tomorrow is another day. Don't miss it. I think, yeah, tomorrow should be the last episode. Let's do this. Episode 37. Tomorrow is another day. The white mist creature exploded, leaving no trace behind. I guess that's the end of that. But what on earth was that thing? Yeah, we fought it and killed it without knowing anything about it. Whatever it was evil. Ruining our summer vacation like that. I guess. Well, anyway, we defeated the white mist creature and there's still some summer vacation left. So things turned out well in the end, wouldn't you say? How about we all come back to the pool tomorrow? Tragically, the pool is out of the question. Why? Looking in the direction indicated, the others noticed the wrecked pool and heaps of rubble. Results of the recent explosion. They stared in silence for a moment. Well then, let's all go to the beach tomorrow. The next day finds our four friends having the time of their lives in the ocean surf. The end. Until something else pops out and decides to attack them. Alright, that was actually pretty cool. There was actually like a lot of fighting in this one other than them like trying to get snacks. Or reminiscing. Alright, so next we have Fairy and Me from Summer 9 to Summer 30th. I'm not sure if there's anything on Summer 8. Maybe it'll just be like a blank TV screen. I'll check. And if there's not anything, we'll just skip ahead to Summer 9. Alrighty. Harvest Theater. Well, our program scheduled follows. From the 1st of spring, oh, it actually says what it is, to the 7th of summer, Mechabot Ultror Summertime. From Summer 9 to Summer 30th, Fairy and Me. From the 1st of fall until the 7th of winter, Mechabot Ultror Summertime, again. Winter 9th until the 30th? Fairy and Me. Alright, so it just shows a program schedule. Fairy and Me starts tomorrow. Don't miss it. Just a program schedule on like the little intermission days. Alright. No problemo. Alright, BRB. Harvest Theater. Fairy and Me. Encore. Prologue? I don't think that's how you spell prologue. If you read this book to the end, you'll be granted one wish, whatever that wish might be. However, only the pure of heart can ever find this book. And the book sleeps on a shelf in the school library. Oh. That was short. Is that really all that was? I guess this is the prologue. Alrighty, let's go to sleep. Fairy and Me, he said, Encore. Chapter 1. Right now, I'm in the school library, although, even though I really do like reading books, I haven't come here to study. That's Ellen Garner. She's a librarian. I come in here every day because I want to meet her. But today, there was no sign of her in the library. Maybe the end-of-day meeting had gone late or something. I hadn't anything much to do, so I was browsing the shelves in a fairly random manner. Then, as if drawn by some mysterious force, I found myself picking out a particular volume. The title was Fairy and Me. To be continued. Is there a trailer? Fairy and Me. She said, Encore. Oh, it goes he said and then she said. We get both sides. Chapter 1. Right now, I'm in the school library. I'm a library assistant, so I handle lending and do various other duties. Of course, I like reading, and I don't hate studying that much either. But today, I've got the whole library to myself. There's nothing much to do, so I'm browsing the shelves. Kind of randomly. Huh? I never knew we had this book. I pick it up and take a look, and the title is Fairy and Me. To be continued. Oh, this is actually pretty sweet. It's like completely different than the other Fairy and Me that we saw like last time about the guy who was running from the police. This is just completely different people. That's pretty neat. Fairy and Me, he said, Encore. Chapter 2. As if drawn by some unknown force, I found myself taking out a particular book. Fairy and Me was the title. Well, since I've gone to the trouble of taking it off the shelf, I thought, I might as well take a look inside. The words on the page jarred me from my boredom. So I can have any wish granted? Just by reading this book? I can have anything I wish for? Just like that? Well, if I can really have anything I wish for, I wish I was going out with Ellen. Can you see that book? Said a voice right beside me. I was too startled to say anything. To be continued. Fairy and Me, she said, Encore. Chapter 2. I didn't remember seeing this book before. Fairy and Me, eh? Well, since I've gone through the trouble of taking it off the shelf, I might as well take a look inside. I read and read. So I can have a wish come true? Just by reading this book? I can wish for anything I want and have my wish granted? Well, if that's the case, I wish I had a nice, kind boyfriend. Well, I'd better read to the end of this book first. I read and I read. And eventually, I came to the very end. To be continued. Oh, they wish for the same thing as the last two duo. And well, the last girl. The last girl just wanted a boyfriend. The other dude just wanted not to be arrested. Fairy and me, he said, encore. Chapter 3. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me. I turned around with a start, and there was Ellen. "Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you," she said. I was too flushed to reply. Can you see that book?" Again, I was unable to get any words out. She repeated the question. For a moment, I couldn't think what she could mean. Then I remembered the passage at the beginning of the book. "Only the pure of heart can ever find this book." That must be what she meant. "You mean that stuff about the pure of heart?" She giggled. At that moment, I noticed for the first time that Ellen was smiling. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said, encore. Chapter 3. As soon as I finished the last page, I heard chimes. It was weird, almost as if the chimes had been waiting until I'd finished the book. Bing bong. School is now closing for the day. Anyone still in the school building must now leave for home. I repeat, the school is now closing. Oh god. What? Is it that time already? Well, I'd better lock up and head home. As soon as I changed into my outdoor shoes and stepped out of the door, I saw the tumbling snowflakes. Oh, it's been snowing. It's gonna be freezing cold on the way back. To be continued. Fairy and me, he said, encore. Chapter 4. Thank goodness you know what I'm talking about. So you've read that book as well? She had her head slightly to one side. I'd taken it from the shelf absent-mindedly, and I only read a bit. But having started, I thought I might as well go on reading it. Since you started it, you thought you might as well go ahead and finish it, right? I look at her in surprise. You're wondering how I knew, aren't you? I can see it in your face. Well, I've been here watching you ever since you opened the book. You've never even noticed I was there. You've got so engrossed in it, so I thought if you had never read the book, you would probably want to read it now. I see. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said, encore. Chapter 4. On my way home from school that day, I heard a voice coming from the direction of the park. Wondering what was going on, I looked around to see a white puppy in a cardboard box, apparently abandoned, and a man crouching next to the puppy, talking to it. Poor thing, he said. But they don't allow pets in my apartment block, so I can't take you home. Sorry. But I could buy you some milk. Wait a minute, I'll be back. With that, he hurried off to the nearby convenience store. What a nice guy, I thought to myself. Before I knew it, I was standing in front of the abandoned puppy. To be continued. Fairy and me, he said, encore. Chapter 5. So what are you gonna do about it? I wondered what she meant. What I mean is, you have two options. Borrow it and read it at home, or come here every day to read it. Hang on a minute, I thought to myself. I never actually said anything about intending to read it. But you are going to read it, aren't you? If you're going to borrow the book, you just take out the card that's in here. Here, she showed me the card pocket inside the front cover. And write your name and class on it. And whoa, what happened to the letters? To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Having a little bit of trouble here. Chapter 5. Seeing that the puppy's head was collecting a dusting of snow, I started to feel sorry for it myself. You poor little thing. It's cold out here. Absent-mindedly, I picked up the puppy and held it close to me, brushing the snow off its head. I took off my scarf and wrapped it loosely around the puppy. Then I took it home with me. When I got home, I remembered the man who had gone to buy it milk. Oh dear, what's he gonna think? I'll be back in a minute, puppy. You stay here. To be continued. You should try to do something nice and then you stole the puppy from right underneath him. And plus, this is kind of weird. It's like you can tell like the she said part probably happened first, but it's like happening after. Like the he said part is weird. It's not going chronologically and it's weirding me out. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 6. I took the card out, wrote my class and my name on it, and handed it to Ellen. Okay, that's fine. You can bar it for up to 10 days. Don't forget to return it by then. Bing bong. School is now closing for the day. Anyone still in the school building must now leave for home. I repeat, the school is now closing. Oh, she said. Is it that time already? Sorry, I have to lock up and so on, so I'll have to ask you to leave. I nodded and turned towards the door. She spoke again. Goodbye, I hope your wish comes true. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 6. When I got back to the park, the man was just leaving. Ah, it's him, I thought. I wonder if he's on his way home. Before I knew it, I found myself following him. Eventually, he arrived at what was presumably his apartment. So this is where he lives, huh? I wish I had a boyfriend as nice as him. Then, despite my interest in the man, I remembered the puppy at home and set off back to my own place. I found the puppy asleep. No doubt the warmth had made him drowsy. I wondered what I should give it to eat when I woke up. 2 or 3 days later, the puppy was looking very fit and healthy. Did you feed it the leftover lunch roll? I don't know. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 7. Goodbye, she said. I hope your wish comes true. I remembered how the book said if I read it all the way through, I could have a wish granted. But still, Ellen had actually talked to me. She didn't seem to dislike me, at least. Regardless of whether my wish was going to be granted or not. I was glad just to have had the chance to talk to her. I waved goodbye to Ellen and stepped out of the library. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 7. When the puppy was fit and healthy, something new happened. That guy turned up in the library. Oh no. But then there's no reason why he should know who I am. Unless he caught me following him that time. Oh no, I thought secretly as I went about my work. I was returned books to the appropriate places on the shelves. At a suitable juncture in my work, I glanced at the guy, and he seemed to be studying some book. It didn't look as if he was going to ask me anything, so I breathed a sigh of relief. However, from that day on, the guy started coming to the library every day. So he was kind and studious. I found myself liking him more and more. To be continued. Of course, the book Fairy and Me had nothing to do with it, because because they were just interested in each other. There's no wish. There's no wish involved. Sorry, taking a swig of water. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 8. As I changed into my outdoor shoes at the door, I noticed all the falling snow. I thought to myself that it had also been a snowy day when I first saw Ellen. Flashback begins. That day as I walked home from school, I heard a voice coming from the park. I went to look and found a white puppy, apparently abandoned, in a cardboard box. I felt sorry for the poor little thing, but since pets aren't allowed in my apartment block, I couldn't take it home. Thinking that I could at least give it something to eat, I went off to a nearby convenience store to buy it some milk. But when I got back, there was a woman standing beside the cardboard box. It was Ellen. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 8. It was all very well that I had come to like this guy, but a long time passed before I had a chance to talk to him. One day, a meeting ran late and I was slow to returning to the library. When I walked in, that guy was standing alone by one of the shelves, looking at a book. The book was Fairy and Me. He seemed engrossed in it, so I walked a little bit closer and was right beside him, and he hadn't even noticed. Aha, I thought. Here's my chance to talk to him. I'll try a remark about that book. And then, taking my courage in both hands, I spoke to him. Can you see that book? To be continued. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 9. The woman standing beside the cardboard box looked vaguely familiar. She had her back to me, of course, and I wondered if it was someone from my school. You poor little thing, she said. It's cold out here. She picked up the puppy and held it close, brushing the snow off its head. Then she took off her scarf and wrapped the puppy in it. And then she went home, taking the puppy with her. Flashback ends. From my hidden vantage point behind a tree, I watched Ellen walk all the way home from the park. I think you forgot your umbrella. I was lost for words. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 9. He made no reply. He looked startled, so I thought he might not have heard properly. Come on, I told myself, just to say it again. Can you see that book? You mean that stuff about the pure of heart? You replied. Yes, I thought, he understands. Have you ever read the book? I asked. He shook his head. So he hadn't read it yet, but he had seemed to be very engrossed a moment ago, so I thought he must be intending to read it. Since you started it, you thought you might as well go ahead and finish it, I ventured. And basically, I more or less forced him to borrow Fairy and Me. To be continued. Fairy and Me, he said. Encore. Chapter 10. Suddenly, I heard a voice behind me, and when I turned around, there was Ellen. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to startle you. I couldn't muster a reply. I think you forgot your umbrella. She repeated the sentence. When I nodded, she said, would you mind sharing it with me as we walked along this road? Would I mind? I'd give my right arm. Did she really just ask me that? Yes, she did. I nodded again and said, it's just a very small one, but you're very welcome to share it. I opened the umbrella, and Ella and I walked along side by side in the falling snow. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 10. And then, while I was telling him how long he could borrow the book for, the chimes went. Bing bong. The school is now closing for the day. Anyone still in the school building must now leave for home. I repeat, school is now closing. Oh no, I thought. Is it that time already? Just when I plucked up the courage to talk to him. Oh, I said, is it that time already? Sorry, I have to lock up and so on, so I'll have to ask you to leave. He nodded and headed for the door. Goodbye, I said. I hope your wish comes true. He waved goodbye in reply. I congratulated myself for having managed to speak to him at last. To be continued. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 11. As we walked along in the snow, Ellen began to talk. You know, this snowy day reminds me. About a month ago when it was snowing like today, I found an abandoned puppy in that park and took it home with me. When I saw the poor thing shivering in a cardboard box, I just couldn't leave it there. I found myself picking it up and carrying it home. It's got quite big now, but for the first 2 or 3 days it wouldn't eat anything, and it would hardly drink any milk. I was really worried. Oh, here you are. This is your place, right? I'll say goodbye then. I hope your wish comes true. She dashed off without even giving me time to say goodbye. Uh-oh, that's weird. How did she know where I live? She's a stalker. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Encore. Chapter 11. When I went to the shoe cabinet after locking up the library, I saw that it had started snowing. Then I noticed that guy standing in the doorway. His umbrella was still in the stand. Had he forgotten it? Good. This is the second chance to talk to him. I think you forgot your umbrella? I said. He looked startled, but made no reply. Oh no, I made him jump again. I think you forgot your umbrella, I repeated. He nodded. Good. This gave me a chance to walk along with him. Would you mind sharing it with me as we walk along this road? He nodded again. Yay, I get to walk home with him. Sure, but it's only a small one, so you're very welcome to share it. He and I set off along the road home, walking together beneath his umbrella. To be continued. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 12. Uh-oh, that's weird. How did she know where I live? She rushed away so quickly. She was already out of earshot. I thought it over while I was in the bath. I thought about it while I was eating dinner. But I couldn't figure out how Ellen knew where I lived. Well, I guess it doesn't matter. It's not like I need to keep it a secret from her. In fact, it's a good thing she knows where my apartment is. Well, there's no point in puzzling over it anymore. I'll put it up to one side and concentrate on finishing that book. So I got on with reading Fairy and Me. To be continued. Fairy and Me, she said. Encore. Chapter 12. He didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. We walked along in silence. This isn't getting us anywhere. I better say something. I know. I'll talk about the puppy I took home that day. So I said, you know, this reminds me, and started telling him how I took the puppy home. We walked along, talking about that although I did most of the talking. And then a short while later, I saw the apartment building where he lived. Oh no, we got here already. To be continued. Fairy and me, he said. Encore. Chapter 13. Ring, ring, rp. I switched off the alarm clock. Oh no, morning already. Another day to get through. I'd only managed to read about 2/3 of Fairy and Me before going to bed last night. I would finish the rest after school today. The chimes went, followed by the usual announcement that classes were over for the day. I decided to go over to the library. I was in the library, but there was no sign of Ellen. Another late-running end-of-the-day meeting. Anyway, I had Fairy and Me to read, so I wouldn't be bored. To be continued. Fairy and Me, she said. Encore. Chapter 13. Oh, here we are. I'll say goodbye then. And I hope your wish comes true. And with that, I ran off home. That night, I felt so happy and excited. I couldn't sleep a wink, which meant I was sleepy the next day in class, and I was held after class by the teacher. So after being chewed out for about half an hour, I escaped to the library. That guy was there, reading a book. There he is again today, lost in a book. I'll see if I can get a bit nearer to him. Just like the day before, I walked up until I was standing right beside him. To be continued. That teacher's mean. She's a responsible student. She's a librarian. She's a library assistant. She just had like an off day. Everyone does. Fairy and Me, he said. Encore. Chapter 14. Blah 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 blah. I read further and further through Fairy and Me. Finished. Absent-mindedly. I had a good stretch. You finished it? Startled, I made no reply. When I turned around, surprised to hear a voice just behind me. Who should I see but Ellen? I still couldn't muster a reply. Have you finished reading it? She repeated. When I nodded, she said, What did you think? Did you find it interesting? I nodded again. So, what was your wish? To be continued. Fairy and Me, she said. Encore. Chapter 14. After a while, he closed the book and stretched. Ha! Did you finish reading Fairy and Me? You finished reading it? I asked. Startled, he said nothing. Oh dear, I always seem to make him jump. Sorry, I didn't mean to make you jump. Have you finished reading it? He nodded. What did you think? Did you find it interesting? He nodded again. I wonder what he wished for. If he says he wished... he can meet a cute girl, I could say, well, how about me? So I better take the plunge and ask him. So, what was your wish? To be continued. What's with all these creepy girls? Just sneaking up on dudes. Fairy and Me, he said. Encore. Chapter 15. So, what was your wish? She asked. What do I do now? Should I go ahead and tell her? Now's my chance to ask her for a date. But what if she turns me down? Oh no. What the heck? I'll ask her and get it over with. I wished I was going out with you. What? Ellen blushed scarlet. I want you to go out with me. I was going to repeat it once more just in case when she said, okay. I'm glad your wish is going to come true. Yes! He won. To be continued. Fairy and me, she said. Chapter 15. I wish I was going out with you. What? What did he just say? He wished he was going out with me? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I want you to go out with me. He just said it again. Take a deep breath. Good now, just calm down. Oh, we both liked each other all along. I needn't have worried. Oh, thank goodness. Oh, right. I have to answer now. Okay. I'm glad your wish is gonna come true. Yay! To be continued. Then they lived happily ever after? No, there's still more to follow. Fairy and me. The two of them? Encore. Oh, it's about both of them. And then, the two who read this book to the end each had their wish come true. The end. Wait, that's it? The end! Is that really it? Hang on. Let me see if that's really the end. Fairy and me. Encore. This is the book the characters read throughout all of the story. So what's it about? Let's take a look. Oh, finally we get to learn what the book is about. Chapter 1. A fairy girl meets a human boy. This happens when the boy is walking in the park. Having just finished a can of juice, he throws the can towards the trash bin, but misses, hitting a flower blooming by the side of the bin. Then, unable to believe his eyes, he sees something underneath the flower. It's a tiny girl, about 10 centimeters tall with wings, looking just like a fairy. The can thrown by the boy broke the flower that had been the fairy's home. The fairy is homeless and bewildered. Feeling responsible for her plight, the boy tells her she can stay with him until she finds a new home. And that is how the boy and the fairy end up living together. To be continued. Oh, this is really neat. Fairy and Me. Encore. Chapter 2. One day, when the fairy is playing around outdoors, it suddenly starts raining heavily. She flies home to the boy's house immediately, but ends up soaked to the skin. The fairy gives a tiny sneeze. She is running a temperature and takes to her bed while the boy does everything he can to nurse her back to health. Possibly due to his extra care, the next day finds the fairy's fever gone, and soon she's flying around again in the best of health. To be continued. Fairy and Me. Encore. Chapter 3. The fairy is touched by the way the boy looked after her so caringly, but she reminds herself that she can never form a lasting relationship with a human. Soon after these events, a girl at the boys' school tells him that she wants to go out with him. By chance, the fairy sees this interaction and resolves to move out of the boy's house. Aw. To be continued. That kind of reminds me of like Tinkerbell from Peter Pan. I think Tinkerbell had a crush on Peter, but like it could never be because he was a human and a boy and didn't care about romance. Fairy and Me. Encore. Chapter 4. When the boy comes home later that day, he expects the fairy to rush out and greet him, noisily as usual. He is disappointed that she is gone. Assuming she has gone out somewhere to play, he does nothing about it. But when night falls, and there is still no sign of her, he starts to worry, and goes out to look for her. To be continued. Well, how is this gonna conclude? Fairy and Me, Encore. Chapter 5. The boy looks everywhere he can think of, but fails to find her, racking his brain for answers. He wonders if she found a new home, but then ignores the idea, telling himself that if she had found a new home, she would have let him know. He realizes that although the fairy can be a nuisance, she occupies a special place in his heart. Setting off again to look for her, he goes to the park, where he first met her, and there, beside the trash can, he sees a familiar sight. The end. Tomorrow sees the start of a new series of Mechabot Ultror. Don't miss it. Alright, so I think that'll be the end of my TV watching escapades. There's still this down here. It's like a little racing show. But it's kind of quirky. But it's not super interesting, so I don't know. Maybe if there's a popular demand for it, I'll do a bonus episode where I just read off the racing channel that's in the town cottage. I don't know, for those people who are dialogue mongers and really want to see it. But I think, hey Gourmet, I haven't talked to you in a while. I think this is gonna be the end for a while. There's still things I need to do, for the finale of the game. I'm still missing some buildings. I don't have a full 1,000 building points. I'm still missing 2 buildings. One of them I get after 50 years of being married, which you can easily do that if you just sleep scum through the game. And the other one is through Another Wonderful Life connection through the Game Boy Advance. I have to figure out how to get more stars, which might involve me growing a bunch of 3rd generation crops and then shipping them. I'm hoping that'll work. And yeah, otherwise I'm gonna be kind of playing this game kind of casually, trying my best to accumulate as many Van's favorite thing as I can, so I can buy more TV changers and then convert that to money with one, and then maybe we can get the last Van item that we're missing, which is the Shopping Master. And then I gotta get my pedometer to 100 million steps. We're at 1 million. But getting to 100 million is gonna take a while. So the episode finale probably won't occur until the year 2020, or more realistically the year 2021, when you guys have forgotten all about this. It'll just pop up. And you'll just be like, what? Okay. Maybe I'll watch it, maybe I won't. So yeah, I guess this is tentatively I can't speak words. Tentatively, can I not say that word very well? The end of the LP until the far future. I have picked out the next Harvest Moon game I want to play, and I kinda already made a guide for it. I got ahead of myself. But first, I'm gonna do a non-Harvest Moon LP next. It should be quick, and it should be fun, I hope. I'm gonna... Capture card, don't cut out. I'm gonna kinda do an LP a little bit differently than I usually do, instead of I'm still gonna 100% the game, but I'm gonna kinda do a chaotic version of it. To kinda, I don't know, to kinda describe what I'm thinking of. Anywho, I guess I should stop rambling. And wish you well. I hope you guys had a relaxing time watching all these TV shows. I hope you enjoyed them. There was a lot of fun plots in there, some kind of plots in there as well. And I hope to see you next time, whenever that may be. Oh, bye-bye.